What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today we're looking at the PGL Major Copenhagen 2024 playoffs. I'll first show that I did super well in the last fantasy. I'll actually show how the lineup went. Super well, top 2% is like very nice. Everyone kind of performed except for Messi. However, this is, as you can see, just so close to top 1%. I was top 1% a lot of the rounds, and especially with the way the points worked here, that means that I'm missing out on 11 points just because I didn't get like one more roll or one more point from anywhere. So that's very unfortunate, but still that pushed me up the leaderboard quite a bit. I would have been, I think, 40th or something like that if I got the top 1%. But either way, we're gonna try and push for this leaderboard here. Try and get some money. That would be fun. Either way, we're having a really nice season, and I'm gonna be happy after the season, probably, unless I really screw the pooch in the last event. But let's try and get something as good as this going for the playoffs. I already made a pick'ems video, so you can go there to see kind of what I think about each matchup in the playoffs and who I think is gonna be some of the favorite teams. And here's the most picked players as well. No real surprises to me. A lot of the IGLs are here, a lot of the good IGLs. No Carrigan. People don't seem to have faith in FaZe, which is completely fair. Magic's also quite highly picked, as well as Shiro. I think those are very good choices just in general. I'll show you, because I've been tinkering around with drafts. I have been thinking about a donk lineup, and the donk lineup I think was a donk and eternal fire lineup essentially. So with this lineup, you're just hoping that eternal fire wins against at least against Navi. And these two guys do pretty well. You get donk in the playoffs. Then you have to have Huxi or Carrigan if you want as your last player. I probably would go Huxi over Carrigan, just because I think they have better chance of beating Mouse than phase 2 of beating Spirit. Yeah, not really any other reasons for it. This is a very all-in Spirit and donk lineup. I think I'm not quite comfortable enough going for EF with this. Like, you could do it, but I'm not super like convinced about it. There's also, like, if you're thinking why not go Chopper and instead of Huxi someone better, there's really no great options. Like Alexi B is the only player you can kind of quote unquote upgrade to, but it's not even an upgrade because they play against Eternal Fire first round. The donk, just money wise, I think the only reasonable thing to go for if you want to go for go for donk is to go for Eternal Fire. But I don't see the money working out that well for that, unfortunately. I would have probably gone for a donk lineup if I could go for like donk, Chopper, double Eternal, not Voxic, but like Major, Alex, and then just someone slightly better, like maybe Rain. Not Rain, that doesn't make sense, but like an Apex maybe. Like I could see myself going for that, but I think having to go for Huxi doesn't quite cut it for me. So other lineups, I think this was basically the first draft that I came up with, and it's very strong. I think Major is one of the best like cheap options to go for, even if you don't like want to go for double EF. I think he's a great enabler. This uses all your money. You get, I think, the two best teams on each side of the bracket. As a 2-off, that's a lot of the best, like these are some of the best players from Mouse. The problem I have with this draft is that you're going with the two cheapest guys from Spirit, and I do think Spirit is going to win the Major. So in a way, I wish to put a little more money into Spirit. And that's why I basically think this is probably what I want to go for. Shuhei, and then you can go for Brolan as well. Also use almost all your money. You go a bit more spirit centric with your like money, which I like, because you get to get Shiro in. Shiro is, I think, one of the better gold players for this. Like 219 grand is very fair price for him. The problem I have is like Shuhei is I'm not super excited to own, and like his rolls are pretty poor. Not really sure what I want to do with him. Whereas Major I'm happy with, Brolan I'm happy with. Like, I wish I could. If I wish Shui was like a headshot player, like more headshots than what he's putting up right now. It might be the best role for him, anyways. But yeah. But as you can see, like double spirit is is always part of my plans here. I think the potential to really get a lot of points, especially before finals, is like super high. You could go Alexi B instead of Major if you want, if you just believe that Navi's gonna beat Eternal Fire. I think Eternal Fire are very, very slight favorites in my eyes. Like, it's so close, but if I had to pick a team, I would say Eternal Fire above Navi here. The like positives when it comes to this draft, just to like say that this is definitely not a bad draft either, is that Magic is also like super good on the support round activation. Like, he's gonna get that most of the time. You do get Zershin, who has been kind of trending upwards again, but then again, we're going into like playoffs of a major. Maybe he's not gonna perform up to that level again. Like, he's been good at this event, but I think he was kind of having a worse performance before it. Of course, like going for the Chopper Shiro, Shui, Roland, I think is gonna be a very basic lineup as well. Just to say, like, we have Shui, Shiro, Major, Chopper. We have the 4 most picked players, and then Brolan. There's a reason why that is. Like, why that is one of the lineups. Oh, sorry. Well, I personally wouldn't go towards Vitality. I think they are too unstable. I don't think this is going to be their event. I wouldn't go towards G2. I think the only player I really trust is Monesi, and he's so much more expensive than Shiro. And I don't even think I don't think they're going to beat Mouse. Navi could be a decent gamble if you want to go for like Spirit and another team. I don't know who to go for here though. Yeah. Except for Alexi B, probably. I have faith in like Wonderful and JL delivering for sure, but then Bit and Ime have been less consistent now. I also think C9 is gonna beat Vitality, but like these prices are honestly a bit too high in my opinion. I don't think it's worth it to go for any of these players. Like Electronic 202 grand looks insane, but I don't know. I personally wouldn't take that risk. So I think just for me, it's gonna be between the Shiro Magics double mouse. So like Major and Chopper are always in my team, I guess. I'm not gonna go for the Donk lineup, I don't think. With double EF, I don't think that's worth it. So I'll go for Chopper. Like, even if Major loses in the first round, it's probably not the end of the world. He's still one of your like cheap filler players, so he would possibly he would even get like destroyed by Mouse in the next game. So maybe it's even better. Who knows? So then also Brolan, apparently, just based off the money, I think Brolan's just these players are really close in terms of like what to expect of them, but also like Brolan, I guess, is one of the more experienced players on the lineup, so his playoff stage shouldn't intimidate him. So now it's a question of like Shiro or Magix and Shuhei or Zershin. I don't know. I just like Shiro a lot. He was a great player to own in the last stage. It works out very well with the money. I think it's a nicer balance with having more of my money on the side of Spirit. I think that's just the lineup. Like, yeah, I'm not super convinced that Mouse is gonna make the finals, but I am more convinced that they're gonna make the finals than anyone else. If G2 wins, then G2 wins, but I don't know. I think Mouse is just looking a lot stronger in general. Then roles. So I think main op definitely still Shiro's best role. Major I think was one of these eco-friendly enjoyers. Just making sure there's nothing weird here, where he's a lot better. Like, yeah, support almost is better for him, but yeah, I'll go for that. Chopper is probably gonna be IGL, although like he would also be nice with the eco-friendly. Or support. Support is probably better for support or eco-friendly. Better for Chopper, and this is actually tight. Percent activation, less activation, but this 50 and 39, 58 and 30. So this is actually better to go support on the major and then eco-friendly on Chopper. That's fine. No IGL I think is fine because there's gonna be tight games. I think like 2-1s are gonna be. There's gonna be some 2-1s for Spirit probably. Also we could go IGL on Shuei if there's nothing else that I like to see here. Like Headshot Machine is very fine. It's like, as you can see, like there's no really good roles for him, which is super unfortunate, but sorry, I'm recording this actually after waking up. I forgot that I hadn't, or I forgot that the major starts today and I hadn't yet made my video, so between IGL and like headshots, I think it's gotta be IGL here. I do have to hope that they're just gonna win at least the first 2 games. 2-0 one of them, and then that's really good for leader. But then it's like get -2. No, I'm actually gonna go headshots. That can of course also backfire, but I hope Shuhei just is crisp on it. Everything else is so bad. I don't want to go noob. He's definitely capable of getting me negative points from that as well. 47, 24, 35, 47, 41, 41. Roland really entry that much? Okay. Entry Fragger Roland, and again with the boosters, as I've done in the previous 2 events. I'll just assign them off camera. I'll make a kind of calculation on when to use which booster. Actually, I don't need to do it here, right? Because there's no best of ones. I can just go for what I think. There's no easy feeling 22, so I think it's gonna be probably the main op from Shiro or eco-friendly Chopper. Actually tough. I'll go feeling 22 here. No, I won't actually. It's probably better. Oh yeah. Hard. Yeah, I can just use some of the best boosters for everyone. So what's the best booster for here? 55%. Like assist is one of the best boosters to use just in general. We can use that first. What else is like super high trigger rate? I guess this. I can use this here. Feeling 22 a bit later for Spirit. This might be their harder game either way. Like, what's the best for major? 47% grenade, 50% bait, 10% bait. It's better for Chopper later. I guess grenade is better on Shiro, but I'll probably never get to use it on Shiro because there's other good boosters to use on him. 53, 37, 60. Probably gonna be the top of scorecard here. hoping that he outfrags Donk on one of the maps. Then Shuhei. Shuhei is also like a booster nightmare, or like at least in general, except for this bottom of scorecard, which I'll try and save for later. Could go bait. Wait, what's better? Actually, we can use bottom of scorecard. It's not an easy. Bait is actually a better booster to use them. I'll use the bait here. That's okay. So that's the lineup going into playoffs. Let's hope we do as well as in the last fantasy for the group stage. If you enjoy this kind of content, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.